Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I am Beth from Beth Bikes. And today's video is going to be all about the 30 Days of Biking kickoff ride for the Twin Cities. 30 Days of Biking is a challenge to bike every day in April. I will leave a link to the website down below. Patrick Stevenson is the organizer of it and he's from the Twin Cities. So the Twin Cities gets a big following for 30 Days of Biking. We bike every day in April. This is actually the symbol for the organization and it stands for 30 or 3 X's as in Roman numerals. This was my first group ride of 2022 and it was massive. It was between 300 and 500 people is what I'm estimating, and it was a really fun ride. So my dad and I, it was after school, after work on a Friday evening, my dad and I got ready for the ride and then we decided we were going to ride to the start because it was only a 4 to 5 mile ride with the group. So we got on our bikes and rode. It's about 5-6 miles for us to get to Graze where we were meeting and ending the group ride, but we decided to take some detours and it ended up being a little bit more than 10 miles before we got there. So we went down West River Parkway. If you're familiar with Minneapolis, we went down West River Parkway and we ended up meeting up with the group from St. Paul. So there were different group rides riding to this group ride. There was a group from St. Paul and we ended up meeting up with them on West River Parkway and we got to ride a little bit with them, and a couple of our friends from St. Paul were in that group, so we got to talk with them. Then we got to Graze. Just look at all of those bikes lined up there, and this wasn't even all that ended up showing up to this ride. A group from Hennepin came in and we started to recognize more people. Hennepin! Well, this is a group, the Joyful Riders, that my dad and I have been a part of for the past 6 or 7 years at least, if not longer than that. And so we get to know a lot of these people who we see on a bunch of these rides. And because of COVID, we haven't seen them for pretty much 2 years. And so it was so good to see some of these people. So we all are hanging out at Graze. I take some pictures because this is a massive group and they have a little courtyard. We fill their courtyard. So we're here at the start and those are all bikes of people here to start and ride this ride. And then there are people here standing and holding their bikes. People are over here starting to lock up bikes. Just so many people out for the kickoff ride of 30 Days of Biking in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we get our instructions and announcements of making sure that we're safe on the road, acknowledging if you're going to be slowing, letting people behind you know if you're turning right or left, just trying to be as safe as we can because this is a massive group of bikes. So then it's time to roll out and we all line up. This was a slow roll, no drop social ride. So we were riding at conversation pace, anywhere from about 6 to 10 miles per hour. We would wait at stoplights and make sure that everyone was all back together. All of us were just so excited to be together and be here riding bikes together. Woohoo! Woo! Woo-hoo! Woohoo! Woo-hoo! And so we're rolling out and it really was an uneventful ride. I think I heard there was one flat, but we have ride support on all of these rides and so they were able to get that fixed. We we continued to ride. I got to meet a couple of new people. I got to talk to people that I've known before. We rode to our location where we were going to take our group picture. We got all lined up. We took our group picture. And then it was time to roll back. This is a very slow roll, and so often I was going back and forth to get video or talking to different people. I was just kind of frog hopping from the front to the back just to talk to different people and get video and things like that. So we rode back to Graze, and it was an uneventful trip. My dad and I locked up our bikes there, and then we went in to warm up. It was a little bit chilly, and so my fingers and toes got a little bit cold, so I was happy to be inside for just a little bit of time. Then we came back outside and hung around one of those propane heaters just to stay warm. It wasn't the warmest night, like I've already said. And so we continued to hang out with people. We met with some longtime friends and just chatted until the raffle happened. And then a lot of these bike events have raffles, and so you get a raffle ticket and they pull random names and they draw for prizes. And so neither of us ended up winning any of the big prizes, but I ended up getting a new pair of socks, and it's just a fun environment all around. So then, because we had ridden to the group ride, we had to ride home. It was a good thing we had brought our lights because it was dark out by the time we left. It was about 9 o'clock by the time we left, and we originally left for the group ride about 5:15. The group ride rolled out at 6:30. So there's a time frame for those of you who are wondering. The ride was about 5 miles and ended up taking us about 45 minutes. Not quite an hour, but about 45 minutes. So we got back, we're hanging out with people, the raffle happens, and then it's time for us to ride home. So we get on our bikes and we ride home, and the eventful part of that ride was that my dad ended up dropping his bike keys, and so we had to go back and find them, but we found them and all is good. So we got home and finished the day at 20 miles. I biked to and from school on April 1st, so that got me up to 27 miles for 30 days of biking. So that was just day one, so we'll see what the rest of April brings. It'll for sure bring more group rides and more bike videos for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this recap of the 30 days of biking kickoff ride. If you did, give it a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Beth.